All right, here on the warm-up, folks, a lot of you are freaking out because it doesn't look like last night's problems because they're not in standard form. So guess what you should do first? Put them in standard form. So on number 1, to put it in standard form, all you got to do is move that y to the other side. So now it's going to become 3x minus y equals 3. The second equation on number 1 is kind of a mess. What could you do? You could switch the 14 and the x, that would work. Or you could move this guy over here. Either way would work. If I move the negative 4y to be with the x, I would have 14 equals x plus 4y. Do you see where I'm getting that? So I'm just going to write that as x plus 4y equals 14. Do y'all see what I did to the second equation? I did 2 steps at one. I moved the negative 4x over. The negative 4y over, and I got x plus 4y, and then I just reversed it when I wrote it over here, so that my x's and my y's and my constants are lined up. You might not have the exact same setup that I do, but you should have something that's equivalent to it. But the point is, to do the elimination method, you got to have your x's and y's lined up. So the easiest thing to do is just put them in standard form. I don't know. Now let's make a choice. Y'all want to make the x's cancel or the y's? Yeah, if I just multiply the top equation by 4, the y's would cancel. Or I could multiply the bottom equation by negative 3. Are y'all with me? It doesn't matter which one you do. You just have to make a choice. What did y'all do? Or if you haven't done it, do it. Either force the x's to eliminate or force the y's to eliminate. I think it should be nice whole numbers, isn't it? Okay, Kenny, where did I lose you? The curse of Kenny continues. Did you do this one? Okay, is everybody okay with how I got from these 2 versions to these 2 versions? Once you get there, it's just like last night. You have to make a choice. Are you going to force the x's to cancel or the y's? It's y'all's decision. Okay, if I make the y's cancel, I can just multiply the whole top equation by 4. So I'm going to rewrite that new equation underneath the second one. That would give me 12x minus 4y equals 12. Do you see what I did? I multiplied all those by 4. Add them up, and I'm getting 13x, the y's are eliminated, equals 26. And sure enough, I get a nice whole number. What is x? X is 2. Now, here's where I'm still losing some kids. Some kids are having a hard time on the second step. The second step is substitution. I need to pick any equation, the 2 original ones or even the new one, and I've got to replace the x with a 2 so that I can solve for y. X plus 4y equals 14. That was one of my original equations. In place of an x, I'm going to put a 2. And now this equation just has y's in it. You have to have an equation with just one letter, or else you can't solve it. There's millions of solutions. But once we eliminate either the x and then substitute in, then I have an equation with just one letter in it. So this would be 4y equals... Oh, this isn't a nice... Oh, yeah, it is. Y equals 3. It is a nice whole number. So the answer is 2, 3. All right, I see a lot of people who don't look like they're doing systems of equations right now. Make sure you do number 2. This is not optional. Everybody better be doing number 2. This is what's on your homework. I'm not really doing anything new. We're just extending yesterday's lesson. Your homework will have equations that are not set up nicely for elimination. You're going to have to move some stuff around. Rosemary, you did number 2. I'm sorry. Not Rosemary. I'm sorry. Yes, Rosalind. Did you do number 2? Okay. Shut up, Kenny. This one, of course. Okay, are we good with number 2? And there's different ways you can move stuff. In the end, we should all have the same answer, even if our question doesn't look exactly alike. On number 2, I chose to move this negative y to the other side. So I had x plus y equals 4. And then on the bottom one, I decided to move the negative 2x to the right to be with the 3y. So I had 2x plus 3y, and the 9 didn't move, so just equals 9. And it's relatively easy to cancel the x's or the y's. I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 2. I'm going to negative double it. So I'm going to double this with a negative. That would be negative 2x minus 2y equals negative 8. Sure enough, my x's will be eliminated, and I would have 1y equals 1. Now, I would probably go back to the easiest equation I could find, which looks like this one right here. And in place of y now, I'm going to put a 1. So x plus 1 equals 4. What would x have to be? 3. So the answer here was 3, 1. Okay, now here's another little trick, folks. On the actual end of course exam, most of it is multiple choice. Right? We got 3, 1 for this answer, didn't we? Was it 1, 3 or 3, 1? Okay, you can plug it, if it's a multiple choice question and you blank out and forget how to solve systems of equations, you could always plug in the answer choices till you find the one that works on both. The trick is it has to work on both to be a solution to the system. Let's put a 1 in here for, a 3 in here for x, and a 1 in here for y. That would give me 3 equals 4 minus 1. Is that true? Okay, so it works on that one. Let's try this one. 9 minus 2 times 3 equals 3 times 1. 9 minus 6 equals 3. Is that true? Yeah, that's the point that works. That's the only point, the one point that works on both equations. Let's try one more like that. This is what you're doing for homework. I'm going to extend your homework just to include some that are not rigged already for you. So everybody, Zoe, everybody better be doing number 3. Are you ready? Let me change that. X equals 3y. X equals negative 3y. Sorry, just stick a negative sign in it. Calm down. X equals negative 3y. And 35 plus 2y minus 11x equals 0. I know, y'all really do hate zeros. Zeros usually make your life easier, but y'all are zeroists. Like racists, except against zeros. Who said I don't get it? All right, Annabelle, we have to put them in, you don't have to, but the easiest thing to do if you're going to choose elimination is to put them in standard form. Number 1 is not in standard form. X's and Y's are on the same side to be in standard form. So tell me what number 1 would look like in the top equation in standard form. X plus 3y, what? X equals 0. There's that pesky 0. Okay, the bottom equation is a big mess. Yeah, it's really not that bad. Move the x's and the y's to the other side, and what would you have? Or you can move the 35 over, yeah. Oh, true. Well, if they're both easy. Okay, so if I'm going to move the 35 over, then I would have negative 11x. See how I'm lining up my x's? Plus 2y. And then all I've really got to do is move that 35 to the other side, and it becomes negative 35. You could multiply the top one by 11 and force the x's to cancel. Or you could multiply by 2 and negative 3 and force the y's to cancel. It's probably easier to multiply the top one by 11. Ariana's finding all the easy ways out today. Multiply the whole top equation by 11 so that your x's can be eliminated. Zero times 11 is 0. Okay, so you didn't do what Ariana said. You did 11x minus 2y equals 35. That's really the same thing. Do you notice how your signs are just the exact opposites of mine? So then you could multiply the top equation by negative 11, and you still accomplish the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the top by positive 11. I get 11x plus 33y equals still a 0 over here. The x's will be eliminated. I'm getting 35y equals negative 35. So what's y? Negative 1. Now, go back to any of the equations, even the original ones or the new ones. It does not matter. This one right here would be super easy to use. Put a negative 1 in for y. What does x equal? 3. What's negative 3 times negative 1? 3. No matter what equation you put it in. Let me put a negative 1 for y into this equation. I would get 35 plus negative 2, because 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, minus 11x equals 0. Okay, what is 35 plus negative 2? 33 minus 11x equals 0. Move the 11x over. 33 equals positive 11x, and x still equals 3. My point is, it doesn't matter which equation you pick. Yeah. Or you could use these. No matter what equation you put it back into, you should have gotten an x value of 3. So the solution here is 3 comma negative 1. Do we need to do another one? One more. This is all you have to do for your lesson today. All right, number 4. And then I want to show you some weird cases. So this is the last one that you have to rearrange. And then we'll do some odd cases. For your homework, did y'all notice you got lots of 1s and 2s? And okay. All right, 3x equals 13 minus 2y. 11 equals 5x. No, negative 2y plus 5x. All right, try that one. Shut up, Kenny. I did not have braces. My daughter sometimes watches these. So, of course, yes, she is the smartest child I know. I try not to if I don't have to, 'cause we fight over it all the time. She's in 6th. Yes, that's not how my teacher told me to do it, or stop using your teacher voice. That's what I hear a lot, yes. Math and her and I do not get along together. Do what? No, my husband's a salesman. You got a fraction? I think this is a nice whole number. Okay, tell me how you... Wow, that's yucky. Tell me how you rearrange the top equation. Hold on, I want to see what Lily did because she got something weird. Okay, well look up here and let's... I would put the... You need to put them in standard form. What did you move? Okay, so you had 13 equals negative 3x minus 2y. Okay, then what did you do? Oh, then the other one you could write 11 equals and just switch these around. 5x minus 2y. You got to line up your x's and y's. You have to have your x's and y's underneath each other. Okay, well now you can force one of the two y's to become positive. Yeah, then you got to change everything. Like if you multiply the whole top equation by just negative 1, now you would have negative 13 equals positive 3x plus 2y, and sure enough, the y's would cancel out. So I'm getting negative 2 equals... Did I mess up? What? Oh, UIL people, if y'all need to go ahead and go, this is the homework, so listen up. The homework is same page, I'm just extending it by 5 problems. And you guys are going to miss a quiz. I am going to do a little bit more review before the quiz on the video, so you might want to watch the video. Okay, I must have messed up somewhere. Hold on. Oh, I see what I did. Lily, let's back up. Yes, I was making sure you were paying attention. Lily, you said you switched this one and this one? Okay, so that one should become negative 13 equals negative 3x minus 2y. I forgot to make that negative when I switched it over here. Guys, hush. So 11 equals 5x minus 2y. Let's finish this one. I'm going to multiply the top one by negative 1. 13 equals positive 3x plus 2y. Now I'm getting 24 equals 8x. That looks better to me. X was 3, right? Okay, let's back up. Zoe, tell me what you did. Tell me exactly what you did. How did you put this into standard form? Because somehow, some way, you got to line up your x's and y's, and it's got to be in standard form. So let's go back to the original problem, and Zoe, tell me what you moved. You moved this guy over here. Okay, so then 3x plus 2y equals 13. The point is you can do a lot of different stuff. Your work might not look like your neighbor's work, but in the end, we should all have the same answer. So yes, it's perfectly fine to move this over here. And I stuck the 3x in front because I'm just used to my x's in front. All right, and then I'm just going to rewrite this one backwards. So then I'm going to write this as 5x minus 2y equals 11. So I really didn't have to change this. I just switched it around. What did you change it to? Okay, if you changed it to a negative, it sounds like you switched basically everything. That means that all your signs should be the opposite of what I have. But why would this become a negative 11? We didn't move it. Okay, and now this one is set up to where the y's already cancel. Okay, so that's what I was saying. You moved everything. Well, so you would have had negative 5x plus 2y equals negative 11. That's still okay. And then you got to multiply everything by negative. So then it's going to go right back to positive 5x minus 2y equals positive 11. Okay, yeah, Zoe, you did like double work. It sounds like you moved this over here, and it became negative 5x. And you moved this over here, and it became positive 2y. Well, the 11 is also over here. So the 11 then needs to go over here, and it would become negative 11. Then you had to change all the signs. So you did like double work. So that would become 5x minus 2y equals positive 11. Alright, so x equals 3. Alright, so x equals 3. I'm going to go back to this one right here. That means 9 equals 13 minus 2y. That means subtract 13 and you get negative 4 equals, right? Equals negative 2y, so y would be 2. So the point that worked here was 2, 3. Alright, the answer should have been 2, 3. That's what I said, 3, 2. 3, 2. I think I need to just record third period. I've made too many mistakes. No, I'm the one that's messing up. Alright, now, 2 extra, guys, I know that UIL people are gone. I need everybody's eyeballs up here. I need to show you some weird cases. We talked about it yesterday, but we never really did any. No, we're taking a quiz today. Alright, here are the 2 weird cases. X plus 2y equals negative 6. Negative 3x minus 6y equals 36. And they're already set up kind of nicely for you. You don't have to do that much rigging, but something weird's going to happen here. I want you to see. Julio, put that down and do these problems. This is new stuff. And do not, folks, on the great calculators, if I see those little covers coming off, I'm going to get really mad. Julio, stick that back on there and do not do that again. Alright, everybody needs to be doing this problem. Something weird is going to happen and you have to know what it means. No. This is still your lesson, folks. Okay, now you're going to end up, I multiplied the whole top equation by 3. Is that what y'all did? 3x plus 6y equals, by negative 18, isn't it? Now, when I add them up, the x's cancel and so do the y's, leaving what here? A giant 0. What do I get over here? 18. Is that true? Does 0 equal 18? No. Guess what's going to happen with these lines? They're parallel lines. There is no solution. They do not intersect. Because I was left with everything canceled and I was left with something that is not true. That means they were parallel. If you put them in slope-intercept form, they're going to have the same slope. They will not intersect. All right, now try this one, please. X plus 2y equals negative 4. Negative 2x minus 4y equals 8. Try this one, please. You don't have to. No, we're doing the elimination method here. So I would probably either multiply the top equation by 2 or, well, yeah, the top equation by 2. Then you're going to get negative 2x plus 4y equals negative 8. Now, what do you get when you add them up? 0 equals 0. Guess what? They were the same line in disguise. This is a true statement. 0 does equal 0. It doesn't equal 18, but it does equal 0. So what is the answer here? Infinite solutions. Every point that they share in common is an answer because these intersect everywhere because they are the same line. Oh. Multiply the whole equation, the top equation, by positive 2. This became 2x plus 4y equals negative 8. The x's do cancel. I had it written wrong. Again, I made another mistake. Yeah. Let me just stop the recording right here. All right. Now, your quiz. Let's do a couple of quiz questions really quick. Your quiz is just converting from one form to another. Half of it is converting to slope-intercept. The other half is converting to standard. Okay, so, for example, here's a line that is in slope-intercept form. Guess what form you have to convert it to? Standard. Do that. No, it's half of it. Do this problem. Positive x's. I want positive x's. I'll show you exactly what I expect you to do. Just do this. This would be 2y equals negative x minus 14. Lucky for us, when we move the negative x to the other side, it becomes positive. So x plus 2y equals negative 14, and we're done right there. Okay, let's do one that's point slope. Y minus 8 equals negative 2/3 parentheses x plus 4. I want this in standard form. Distribute the negative 2/3, and you have a calculator if you don't like to multiply fractions and whole numbers, and then get rid of the fraction. Yeah, that's why the x and the 4 are in parentheses. So that would be y minus 8 equals negative 2/3 x minus 8/3. Now let's get rid of the fraction. Multiply everything by 3. Then you would get 3y minus 24 equals negative 2x minus 8. Now move the negative 2x over here. It's going to become positive 2x plus 3y. What do I have to do to this negative 24? I have to move it to the other side by adding 24. So, yeah, and we're done. That's it. Okay, and then there's some where I give you standard form, like 3x minus 4y equals negative 12. That's already in standard form. Guess what I want it in? Unstandard. Yes, slope-intercept. No, I will not make you convert 2-point slope. Honestly, I don't even know how to do that. Because there's a million points that would work. I'll look that up. I've never seen them do that. Yeah, I'll Google that. We'll do it tomorrow. How about that? Now, the biggest mistake I'm seeing on these questions is sign mistakes. So be very careful. Move the 3x to the other side. You get negative 4y equals negative 3x minus 12. Now, I am about to divide everything by negative 4. So this becomes 1y, and a negative divided by negative is positive 3/4 x plus 3. So that's how you convert the others. All right, quiz time. The bonus is like that. Remember, perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. That one's going to be the bonus. I really feel like y'all need to get started on the quiz. All right, so homework is 346, 11 to 15. It's just involving rearranging it and putting it in standard form and then doing the same thing as yesterday.